This morning, the spotlight is on former Kentucky Sheriff Shawn "Mickey" Stines, who was accused of murdering a judge, and new grand jury testimony. Judge Kevin Mullins was gunned down in his office almost 1 year ago. At the time, there were rumors that this had something to do with Stines' daughter. A detective has now revealed that Mullins did not have any sort of relationship with Stines' daughter, including phone calls and text messages. Here's what the same detective said about it last year.
You intend to obtain records for her cell phone number?
Possibly, yes.
Do you believe that that will be soon that you'll do that?
Could be, yes.
Had you already intended to do that, or did you just respond to my question?
Well, the call should be on the judge's records, too.
Well, I understand.
And she's made statements about what occurred during those conversations.
The former sheriff's mental health is also at the center of this case. Some claiming he was in a state of psychosis following the shooting and that he has no memory of that incident. Why don't we go ahead and talk about it this morning? Criminal defense attorney David Bruno is still with us this morning, as well as board-certified forensic psychiatrist Dr. Carol Lieberman. Dr. Lieberman, thank you for joining the program. The Commonwealth is fighting the defense motion to unseal his first mental exam, and instead of asking for a second evaluation, that's what they want to do here. Carol, can you kind of talk about that? What are your thoughts on this in general?
Well, I think that this is one of the best cases for not guilty by reason of insanity that I've seen, because first of all, we have witnesses that show that observed the sheriff and said that he was, in various states of not his usual mental health. And then after the killing, I watched a video that was over 2 hours of the sheriff after he was arrested. And it was clear, from the beginning that he really was in a psychotic state. He seemed to be responding to auditory or visual hallucinations. He was paranoid. He thought they were going to kill him. He was very psychotic. So, and in order to prove that, they have to prove that by mental disease or defect, he was unable to appreciate the wrongfulness of his act, the wrongfulness of the killing. And so I think that they have it, and the state is concerned that the psychiatric exam, apparently showed that he was psychotic, or the details haven't been released, but that they want to have their own psychiatrist examine him because they don't like what they understand is the results of the first exam.
David, let's bring you in on this. So the defense talking about an insanity defense. What do you think about that approach based on what Dr. Lieberman just was talking about?
Sure, the crime's on video. I don't see any other defense other than this for this particular defendant. That's number one. Number two, the reports are certainly that there's indicia of psychosis either before, during, or after, which the defense is going to explore with their expert. And so once the defendant is examined by that forensic psychiatrist, that is now the state's obligation because they get their own expert and they are entitled to another examination of the defendant. And it's really going to be a battle of the experts, if you want to call it that. But the state, they shouldn't be on one side or the other. They should be following the facts as they are to determine, because if there is psychosis, if he was insane, and the state goes and gets an expert to agree with that, then we should not be seeing a jury trial on this particular issue. And it could be a meeting of the minds with a plea that is in the best interest of everyone, given the expert opinions.
Why don't we go ahead and play some video of Stines? This was right after the arrest.
I can't sit like this.
Slide sideways.
I can't. Come on now. Be fair to me.
We're being good to you, brother. Stick your leg up in there.
Come on now, guys. Please don't do this to me. Please don't do this to me. Please.
You want to scoot on over a little bit to the left?
Come on now.
Try to scoot on over a little bit more. That way we don't hit you. Can you go any bit farther? I just want to hit you with the door. Put your knee in there, my friend.
Hey, Jason. Hey, Bates. Hey, Bates. Can we loosen this up a little or give the window down? I'm sorry. Can we loosen this up a little? Be fair to me, man.
Dr. Lieberman, what does that video tell you?
Well, it's part of his being concerned that they want to kill him. Now, they were as nice to him, you know, because they had worked with him for years and all that. They really were trying to be kind to him. But no matter what they said, he was sure that they were going to kill him. And that, I think, had partly to do with the deposition that he went to, that he testified at some days before, about a case where they were saying, where a woman brought a case saying that she had been sexually molested by one of his deputies, and so it was all, that's kind of where a lot of this percolated, you know, when he from this deposition, where he thought that people would be angry at him if he revealed some of the things that he knew about that were going on, you know, in the judge's chamber, or he was afraid that they were going to want to kill him for telling the truth. So, but this isn't even the worst part. I mean, earlier, he wouldn't go into one of the rooms in the station, because he was sure that they were going to kill him if they brought him into that room. He kept asking about, do you have your body camera on? You know, make sure you have it on, because he wanted to have evidence that they were killing him or planned to kill him.
David, you know, the Commonwealth is requesting a change of venue, and the defense is fighting that. Talk about how unusual that is for prosecutors to ask for a change of venue. We usually see defense counsel making that motion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, prosecutors, they like being in their home courthouse, for sure. That's where the resources are. That's where the witnesses are. Typically, it's an advantage to be at their home courthouse for prosecutors when defense attorneys have to bring in all the boxes and they don't have their own offices and things like that. But this is a very different case. And what the doctor is talking about right now is also this other sort of reporting going on about the victim in the case, the judge, and civil complaints about sexual abuse going on within the judicial system, and the request for sexual favors to carry benefit on particular cases. Now, I don't know if that's going to be proven. There's also the reporting that potentially there was a relationship with the defendant's daughter, which we reported initially that's not bearing out, but that's not necessarily what the defendant thought in his mind. And if he thought those things, and that's part of the psychosis, that will be another layer to the analysis by the forensic psychiatrist. Ultimately, that's going to take place here.
That's a really good point, David. Thank you for bringing that up.